Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. It is a beat on earnings. Not by a huge amount, but a beat nevertheless. That's got to be good. So, very, very good. Congratulations to Virgin Galactic. They have beaten on earnings. So, very, very good news. Let me share the numbers with you. It's on the screen. They were expecting negative 0.30, so 30 cents per share negative. It was, in fact, negative 26 cents a share. So, it's still negative, not cash positive, but they've improved their numbers. It is a beat on earnings. Now, it's all about expectations. What they say in the earnings, how optimistic and how good it's going to be, and how quick we're going to get to Delta, and any other positive news like that. All right, so Rocket Lab again in free fall, says MMKW. We are focusing on Virgin Galactic here tonight, I'm afraid. We will have a very quick look at Rocket Lab. I will bring that up, but we are obviously focused on the earnings. The earnings will start very, very shortly. I'm covering it all live. I will give you the countdown in a minute, so don't you worry about that. So we are a little way off yet. Anyway, Rocket Lab. Let me bring it on the screen. RKLB and Rocket Lab. This will affect Virgin Galactic. Yes, Rocket Lab is down 9%. It was a match. It didn't beat or miss on expectations, but just to share with you how bad this looks right now, there's Rocket Lab. They got what they expected, and the stock has plummeted. So Rocket Lab, this will affect Virgin Galactic, of course. It does, always does. Opportunity to buy Rocket Lab tonight. They didn't miss or beat. They simply matched expectation, and the stock price is down 9% now in tumbling. But we are focusing on Virgin Galactic, so just bear that in mind. There may be a residual effect there from Rocket Lab. Anyway, let me bring it on the screen. A few million would not have made a dent in that, I guess. Vincent Vosberg, breaking Virgin Galactic expects revenue of 2 million, estimated 12.6 million. Niels, we've just beaten on earnings. I haven't got those numbers yet, so I can't confirm those. I feel for you all. Good luck. What is the link for the new channel for earning? What is the link for the new channel for earning? Elan Shai, this is the channel for the earnings. This is where the earnings is happening. You are in the right place. There's no new channel. This is the channel. This is the video. The earnings starts in a minute. You are in the right place. Okay. Says missed on sales. Well, that's no surprise. There are no sales. Why are you using a line chart instead of candlesticks? Because it makes it a lot easier for people to look at. You don't have to have and don't have to complicate you don't have to complicate investing. We've got candles, but it's much, much easier to show what's happening with what we have. It's not about the chart. It's about the earnings call, what they say, the numbers, the presentation, the questions. It's not about the candlesticks. This doesn't tell you what's going to happen in the next quarter or the next year. Doesn't help anybody at all. But we have all that information. We just prefer a much cleaner, more simple look of where the price is going. That's all that matters. But yes, if you want the charts and all the other details, we've got all that. But more importantly, we've got the earnings call. We're going to be listening to Michael Cole-Glazier and the team speaking on the show. Now then, we did run a poll on X. This is our poll. If you've not yet voted on it, it's kind of immaterial now. They did actually beat on earnings. 53% of you voted for a beat, and you were correct. Now, if you'd like to add your vote, because you'd like to share this with the world, it's good. Virgin Galactic beat. If you want to share that information, there is the link in the chat. Go and vote. I'll give it to my Rumble audience as well. There is the vote, and I'll also give it to everybody on Facebook. You do want to go and vote, even though we know the result. It's good news for Virgin Galactic. You might want to share it with more people, repost it, congratulate them. I mean, look, we do have this poll running here. You might want to repost it, comment on it, leave a bit of love. It would be good to get the information out to the world, that Virgin Galactic beat. So why not share it? I'm all for that. So there it is. You've got the link if you want to do that. All right, let me read some more comments. Did I miss any? Let's have a look here. Raman, like I said, there's no way Virgin Galactic is going to miss. Raman said that. Martyn is on investor relations on the Martyn. It's on investor relations on the website. Callum Broadstock, yes, we've got the investor relations link. We're going to be sharing that with you in a minute. We're about to start the countdown. So just bear with us. What I'm going to actually do is preview mode. I'm going to put the countdown on the screen. You can't see that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this and count it down to the time that the event starts. Okay. There we go. And publish. We shall publish the time. And there you go. We are live now. All right. There you go. We are publishing the time. There is the countdown. That's when the earnings will begin. You've got that on the screen for everyone to see. And it's all about what they say now. It's the guidance going forward. Right. Sorry, I see. I was trying to share to my TV. Yes, you can. We are broadcasting in 4K. You can watch on big screen TVs. Galactic 07 spaceflight mission planned for the second quarter of 2024. Zach, thank you for that information. Great news. Great news. Stream to my TV. Yes, you can. We're in 4K. Raman, for every 10 calls you get wrong, you get one right. Cash position remains strong with cash equivalents. Yes. I need to see this rocket. The brother Toons said that. The brother Toons, how are you? Let's have a look. Fingers crossed, everybody. Raman, you should call in sometime, though. He won't do that. He's not a member. He can't call in. So there you go. How much does it cost to get a seat on Delta? Right. Well, we're going to have some updated information tonight. So listen out, Alan. Are you going to buy a ticket? About 400 grand. Delta class spaceships ready for testing. 25 service, 26. If it goes to 250 today, I will call in. He won't call in because he's not a member. He can't call in. Anyway, right. Let's get ready now. Then, what does everyone think? We're going to run a poll right now. We're going to run a poll on Virgin Galactic. We know they've beaten on earnings, but the question is, will the stock rise or fall tomorrow? Will it be good or bad tomorrow? Whatever they say. So what we're going to do now is this is what it's really about. We now know they've beaten on earnings, but what it's really about is what happens tomorrow. So here we go. This is what we're going to do now. So I'm going to write this out now, and you can all take part in this now. So it is SPCE. Will Virgin Galactic stock price rise or fall tomorrow? We've beaten on earnings, which is great, okay? But what will the price do tomorrow? Will Virgin Galactic stock price rise or fall tomorrow? Please vote. Please vote in poll. Okay, so let me just put the hashtag there. SPCE Virgin Galactic, and let's see what it will do tomorrow. What do you think? Will it rise or fall tomorrow? Because that's really what we all care about, isn't it? At the end of the day. Will it... Whoops-a-daisy. Cancel that. Press the wrong button. Okay, so rise or fall. You can have. I'm going to give you an extra poll as well. I'm going to give you an undecided. You just don't know. That's fair enough. If you don't know, you've got no prediction. I just don't know what to do. Right, you're on the fence. Do you think it will rise or fall tomorrow? Let's see. So, will Virgin Galactic stock rise or fall tomorrow? The earnings is in 27 minutes. Stock price, will it rise or fall tomorrow? Please vote in poll. Here you go. I shall give everyone the link. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. See how you vote. It's on my X account. If you follow me there, you'll be able to do that straight away. You won't need the link, but here it is. Here is the link. There you go. All right, so X poll. All right, let me give it to everybody else. Oh, it looks like it's going to rise. You like it so far. Let's have a look at the stock price right now. Let me give it to my Rumble audience. Let me give it to my Facebook audience. There we go. Let's go back to it. See how you're voting. You're voting very, very quickly. It's a big vote. 15 votes instantly. Rise, 66%. You're optimistic. You're bullish. You think the price is going to go up tomorrow. Okay, very, very good. I hope you're all right. Now then, here are some links you might need. If you want to... let me just stay over here a minute. Let me go back to this position here. Let me give everybody the Alpha Spread link. This is where I do all my stock reviews, where my members get a free version of this software, or you can get a lifetime discount if you want the premium service. Here's my Stock Twits. We have an army on Stock Twits. The Lucasades, very active on Stock Twits. That's where we invite CEOs to the company. We've had Jefferson Boots. We've had Wrap Technologies. We're hoping to speak to... I forget the name of the company now. I'm dealing with one right today. NNDM, I think it is. There's about 5 CEOs we're currently speaking with. So if you wanted to follow us on Stock Twits, you can. If you want to follow my music channel, there it is. You become a member. There is the members link and get access to our Discord. We are now a public server. We got upgraded today and become a discovery server. There's Discord. There's Facebook. There's Rumble. There's the shop if you want to get yourself your Virgin Galactic to $100 mug or t-shirt, whatever. There's X, and there's all links if you want all the links. And if you want Sensei's charts and analysis, there is Sensei's link as well. All right, let's have a look at the poll. Right now, you are saying it's going to rise. 15 votes now, 66% say it's going to rise. Well, let's have a look at the stock price. 24 minutes to go before the earnings begins. The price has rebounded a little bit since we started the show. It did drop off when they announced it. I don't know what people were expecting. I mean, it beat earnings, which is amazing, really. All right. Let's see how we go. Not that long to go. Now then, this is positive news for Virgin Galactic tonight. So what we want to do is put the word out. So if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please do, and tap the like button. If you tap the like button and click share, it shares it out to more people. So please do that. If you don't like the content, please click down like. I don't mind what you do, just do something. We want to build up the most engaged audience in the world. All right, let's see how many likes we've got on it right now. Let's see if we can get this video shared out. Because Virgin Galactic, as we know, are not very good at marketing. I wasn't that impressed with their diaries thing today. I think it's a bit flat, to be perfectly honest. But there you go. That's that's what we've got right now. So let's have a little look. Let's see if we can get the likes up. There's 172 there's 172 watching. So probably the best that we could get would be about 100, because not everyone is signed in, I'm afraid, on Google. For some reason, people don't want to be signed in. People like to be elusive these days. I don't quite know why. All right, let's refresh it. Let's try and get 100 likes. That means YouTube will suggest the video to more people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 21 now becomes 39. Not too bad, but we're a bit low on likes today. They're not gonna share it out until we get to 100. Let's try that again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 39. We're trying to put some good karma out for Virgin Galactic, get some positive energy. It's a beat. We're optimistic. We're bullish. We're sharing a poll, and all we've got is 41 likes. Let's try again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 41 is now 50. Oops, jumping up now. Jumping up now. Right, how many we got watching? 176. We should easily have 100. We got a lot of bots and people not signed in tonight. Now, we get 99.5% up like, so we should get 100, because about 50% of people aren't signed in. Thereabouts. Let's try one last time and then we'll come back to it in a bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 50 now is 58, I think that was. Yeah, not too bad. It's a little bit low. Don't know why. We'd like to put positive energy out for Virgin Galactic, but we got a lot of people here not signed in. Never mind. We can only do our best. All right. Okay. Let's carry on going. Let's not give in. Let's keep going with Virgin Galactic. We've got 21 minutes to go before the call starts. Now I have the official presentation ready to go from Virgin Galactic. We might get some slides. We did on the last earnings call, so I certainly hope so. That would be really great if we do. In the next 5 minutes, we'll get the link, because all I'm getting is this. This is the official earnings. But in a few minutes' time, normally 15 minutes before the hour, we will get the slide presentation, and then we'll be able to go from there. So I will mute the audio in case it comes through all of a sudden. But that's where we are waiting for the official broadcast from Virgin Galactic. Okay, now then. Have we got more likes now? Keep me updated, folks. 171. We should have 100 likes, really, if we're going to get this. If we're going to get this shared out on YouTube, if they're going to suggest the video. Let's have a little look. A lot of people now have lost interest in Virgin Galactic. We still have the biggest audience, but not as many people engaging these days. Anyway, 170. Let's have a look. Let's tap the like button. Let's see what we can do. Apparently, we've got a bit more now. 58 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 58 is now 70. That's better. It's getting there, but still very low. A lot of people not signed in on Google, which means you can't engage, you can't comment, you can't do anything. 71. Not too bad. Not too bad. Excellent. Right. Okay. Let's get ready. Let's reply to all your comments. Have we got a lot of comments? We do. So I'm going to go to members only so I can actually reply to all the comments. If you want to become a member, there you go. Now, if you want to talk 24 hours a day, stocks, you want to get updated information, you want to be able to talk to my team, you want to be able to talk to the members about what's going on, share thoughts. We have a Discord server, which today became a public server. We got upgraded today and became a discovery server. We're up there with the big boys now, which is really, really nice. I want to share with you the link. I've just given you the link there. I'm going to share it with you now as well here, so you can actually see our, here it is. This is what happened today. We got our own website, discord.com servers /Martyn-Lucas-Investor. There's our very own server. Very, very proud of that. If you'd like to be part of it, it's completely free, or you can support it. YouTube members get exclusive channels, of course. That way it protects from the bots, the scammers, and the false information, which is always around stocks, I'm afraid. We protect it by making all the exclusive channels members only from YouTubers. The YouTube members, I beg your pardon. So anyway, go and check that out if you want to be part of all that. Okay, just a couple of minutes to go, and we'll get the slides on view. So we're looking forward to that. Right, let me go to members only now, so I can answer everyone's questions, and we can make sure that everybody is everyone has a voice. If we're in public mode, it's impossible because there's too many bots and stuff like that. Right, MSK. I love my meat. I don't have anything against vegans. No. LOL, Vincent Vosberg. Apparently they sell fantastic products. We're having conversation here. I've got no idea what's going on. Go Space, Stuart Burns. Yes, it was a beat tonight. A very slight beat, but a beat nevertheless. All right. Okay. Let me put on the screen the charts. Virgin to the Moon. Map Petite Mason. Virgin to the Moon, good afternoon to you. 75 likes, Radiant Smart. Are we up to 75 now, are we? Let's have a look. More people sharing it out. Let's have a little look. How are we moving? 17,736. We should be at 18,000 subscribers by tomorrow. 1,000 subscribers a week now. So let's have a look. Gene B just subscribed. Thank you very much. 71 likes. Let's see what it's up to now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it being shared out by more people? 77. Click the share button, folks. Put this on your social media. Let's get the world to realise that Virgin Galactic tonight has beat on earnings. The mainstream media has given up on it. We are still the number one channel for Virgin Galactic. We cover it more than anyone. We always have had and always will do. So please do share it out. We want more people to know about Virgin Galactic has beaten earnings. The mainstream media just simply isn't interested anymore. I was very disappointed with my relationship with Eric Kearney. It's gone a bit sour recently. I've been critical of their marketing, and they don't like being criticised. So our relationship's a bit cold right now, but that's fine. I'm not here for him. I'm here for the company, and I'm here for the investors. And when I spoke to Eric Kearney, Investor Relations, he thought it was funny, the story about him when he was at GameStop, when it short squeezed. And there's some stuff I don't agree with Eric Kearney, quite frankly, and I told him so, and he didn't like it. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm here for the company. I'm here for my viewers and the investors, not his personal wealth or what he wants to do with his own personal stock. I don't really like where our relationship has gone. I won't pull my punches when it comes to stuff like that. Anyway, there it is. But Virgin Galactic has beaten earnings tonight. We're very, very pleased about that. Let's hope it does well. Now then, we've got some comments come in. Now then, we should just about now be able, 15 minutes before we go over to slides. Here are the slides. The slides are loading. So you are the first now to see. There we go. Here are the slides for the first time. They're loading up. There you go. That's what we're getting now. Now, let me unmute it. We should have some music. Yep. The music is there. Great. The slides are ready to go. Very nice indeed. Looks nice. Nice presentation. I like it. Virgin Galactic, then the earnings is just 14 minutes away. We've got our slides on presentation to show you. The stock price, of course, we're going to keep our eye on that. We're not going to go too far away from that because that's what's most important to everybody here as we are investors. And we're just waiting now for the call to begin. We've got 13 minutes to go. It's nice. And let's have a look at our poll now. Our poll says 60% think it will rise, just 53 votes. If you've not yet voted on this new poll, we had a poll earlier for would they beat, miss or beat. Well, they did beat very slightly. But the question is, will the stock rise tomorrow, or will it fall? Please go and vote, and then share, repost, get involved. If I give my Rumble audience as well the link, and my Facebook audience as well, there you go. I want to make sure that everybody gets the information. How many likes have we got now? 184 watching. Very nice indeed. Let's refresh it. 77 likes. I'd love to see 100. That's when YouTube will start suggesting the video. Let's do it now. 77. If they suggest the video, more people will get to learn about it. 78. It's a great shame. Many of you don't understand YouTube. When they say create an account on Google, it's not a bad thing. Oh, the stock price is plummeting. The stock price is diving at the moment. Oh dear, down. It's flipping it. It's gone down 99%. That's a hell of a drop. Okay. When they say you need an account, some people think it means you have to be a broadcaster. It doesn't. You just go yes. It just means you've got an account. That's all. Just like Facebook or email or whatever. You have to have an account. For some reason, people like to remain anonymous. I've got no idea why. You can't comment. You can't take part in anything. It's just pointless. Just go yes, set up an account, and then you can like, share, comment, engage, and all that stuff. I don't know why people always want to remain anonymous. I mean, everyone's got my email. Everyone's got my phone number. I share it with the whole world, and nothing bad happens. It really doesn't matter. But anyway, there you go. We're now showing 194 watching. 11 minutes to go. The stock price is falling. Let's see if we can get 100 likes. This is crazy. We should be at 100 already. 78. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share it out. At 83. It's just 50% all the time. 50%. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to leave that. If you don't want to share it, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I just want to help Virgin Galactic get as many views as possible. But, unfortunately, the Virgin Galactic community isn't as passionate anymore as it used to be. Used to get everyone share everything. Now it's not. I don't know why. Mainstream media don't even cover it anymore, which is a shame. I mean, we've got this amazing story of tourists, tourists going into space. I think it's the best company. There's no rival to it. There's no competitor to Virgin Galactic, but yet, sadly, mainstream media doesn't care, and the passion of the investors has seemed to have died as well. We used to get everybody would share it, everybody would like, but that doesn't exist anymore. It's a great shame. Anyway, we are ready for the earnings. We're hoping that the stock price is going to go up tomorrow. It's gone down 10% now. That's typical. We've had a rise. It's sold off. They've beaten on earnings, though. But like I said at the beginning of the call, it's not about the number. It's about what Michael Colglazier says. And so far, they've never lived up to expectations. It's always been oversell, under-deliver, which is the very opposite of what I believe they should do. But they're not listening to me, unfortunately. I think they should undersell and over-deliver. But they like to hype it, and then it always falls flat. I'm hoping that we're not going to get that tonight. We're going to get some positive news of something great that can take the stock up. It should be up to $2.50, $3 now. And then if we just got to $3.50, we'd get a short squeeze. We just need that volume. We need a few people to get behind the stock rather than concern about their own short positions and their own personal gain rather than the company itself. But that's what we've got right now, I'm sad to say. I've spent a lot of time talking to Eric Kearney, and it's, he told me directly, it's not about selling the tickets. In fact, the tickets aren't even on sale now, but I did report that there are ways. If you contact me, I've got a number where you can book what's called, he gave me the name for it. It's a ticket that you can buy. I'm trying to think of the name. Could someone remind me? I put it in one of my videos. There's a special experience ticket. Even though they're not advertising tickets, you can buy the ticket. I'm just trying to think what the name of it was. I put it out on a video. I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, maybe somebody will remind me. But anyway, 8 minutes to go. Reminds me of what FFIE said. Remember, Future Faraday? We're building a brand. We're not trying to sell cars. And I said, why on earth don't you put a celebrity on the flight to get some attention to the stock? And they said every astronaut is a celebrity. He said to me, it doesn't matter. We're not about that. It's a private flight. I said, yeah, but the stock needs a boost. If we could get to $3.50, the stock could short squeeze. It could go up to $5 and $6. You could then raise capital and bring it back down to $4 if you needed to, and the company would be more healthy. And they've got no interest in doing that. So I don't know why. Some people often said, are they trying to bring the stock price down? Well, maybe they are. I always believed they wasn't. But Eric Kearney was quite excited about the whole GameStop when he kept referring to that, which I just didn't like that, because I think GameStop is a rubbish business and it's just full of gamblers. I mean, I want better for Virgin Galactic than that, but that seemed to be that seemed to be his focus. Anyway, I digress. But you know, as you can tell, I'm frustrated. I want the company to do well, and I'm not sure that everybody at the company feels that way. Anyway, who is Eric Kearney? Eric Kearney is the investor relations manager. I've spoke to him on many occasions, and our last meeting, I was critical. If you go look, if you type Martyn Lucas into YouTube and put SPCE in, you'll have all my videos, and you might want to go back and watch the interview that I did with Eric Kearney. I put it out. I put the video out, and I explained exactly what went on in that meeting, and I wasn't complimentary to him, and I don't think they like being told, you know, that they're not doing a good job. And we've ran many polls saying that Virgin Galactic's marketing is awful, and you know, like 80-90% polled and agreed that. I put that to him, and he's not bothered about that. I put to him that we represent 90 to 95% of the world's retail investors. Doesn't care about that. So, you know, I just think it's a great shame. Opportunity missed, but it doesn't matter, because we all go on, and we believe in Virgin Galactic, even if the management doesn't. I also believe in our audience here, the Lucasades, and what we're building here. We're not here for individual managers and CEOs to make money. We're here for the investors. We're here for the company. And you know, the more and more I've been doing this, the more I've realized that sometimes people don't care about the investor; they care about their own personal gain, and I find that quite distasteful. But there you go. Right then, we've got 5 minutes to go. The earnings is about to begin. I will be quiet, and I'll hand you over to Eric Kearney, Investor Relations. I'll hand you over to Michael Cole-Glazier and the team, and we'll get to hear all about it. Just a few minutes to go. Does space affect SPCE? There's any space stock that moves will affect others. There can be a residual effect. Yes. Tell us the gossip of Eric on GameStop, Martyn. Well, it's all in that video. If you want to go and watch that video, just type in Martyn Lucas into YouTube, SPCE, and you can find all the videos that I put out on the subject. Lots of information of my meetings with Eric Kearney. So no $6 space, short squeeze soon. It all comes down to what they say in the meeting. Virgin Galactic dropped like a stone. Well, just to warn you, so there's no doubt about it. Look, the intrinsic value of Virgin Galactic right now, if you look at the numbers, and the numbers alone, is 3 cents. That is the intrinsic value, but it's not reliable. Between 3 and 20 cents. That's the intrinsic value, but I'm not going to say it's worth that. That's ridiculous, because that is under the cash on the books. That is ridiculous. It's worth $1.50. Between $1.50 and $2 is undervalued. This is ridiculous, but it's based upon the numbers that are available, only using multiples. It doesn't use DCF valuation, and we can't produce that because that, Virgin Galactic isn't making any money. So we can look at the numbers, but what you need to be focused on, if you believe in the company, if you believe in the management, I believe in the project. I just don't believe in the management right now. I think the management are not doing a good job. I think they're damaging the stock price. I honestly believe that after hours and hours of conversation with Eric and so on and so forth. Even one of the pilots who was reaching out to me was stopped from talking to me. You may remember I was talking to a pilot from Virgin Galactic, a test pilot, and he was stopped from talking to me. Eric denied it and said, no, he hasn't been stopped. And I know full well he has, because I can see the account was blocked. And, I don't know. I don't even think I'm daft or something, but I can see what happened. But anyway, look, the business is healthy. It has 1.3 billion in assets. It's got plenty of cash. It's not going bankrupt, but is the company being run in the best way? Well, you can decide that. You're an investor. You decide that. I think that they got no competition. I think the company's great, but I think the management perhaps could do better. That's a polite way of putting it, I think. And they don't take criticism lightly, but I don't care. I'm not here to make friends with anyone. I'm here just to tell the truth, like it or lump it. Don't really care. Right, let me take away the timer right now. We don't need the timer. Let's focus on the earnings. The share price is going down. Sadly, it is. It's now down 178. We're dropping, but it's all about what they say. Like I said at the beginning of the call, it's about what they say on the call that is most important. Right. We're listening in. We've got the audio. It's muted. There you go. Just I want to make sure it doesn't come through and get copyright issues. Okay. So normally earnings calls go 1 or 2 minutes late. The best earnings call ever was NVIDIA. They were 1 or 2 seconds late. I mean, that was the best we've ever had. We've had as late as, I think it was 20 minutes one time. But traditionally, 1 or 2 minutes late. So get ready if we do have a delay. If you've just turned up, please consider subscribing to our channel. Tap the like button. And we've got, how many likes have we got now? We've got 83 likes. Can we get to 100 and then YouTube will start suggesting the video? Sharing 96. We just want 4 more likes and then YouTube will start to share this video out and get suggested. It's not about how much money I get. I couldn't care less. But I want the world to know about Virgin Galactic. All right. 232 watching. Let's go to the call. Here we go. 10 seconds to go. I expect them to run a bit late. I wouldn't expect them to be on time. Nobody ever is. Never understood why that is, but it just the way things are, I'm afraid. You think that a publicly traded company could be on time, but everyone's always a few minutes late. Never quite understood that. Okay, here we go. Now then, good luck, everybody. We are now into the time. Any moment now. I'm hearing the audio. The moment the call begins, I will unmute it. You'll hear the audio. You'll hear this. All right, I've just got it muted and we'll bring you the event. Good luck, everyone. Virgin Galactic running at 177 at the moment.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to Virgin Galactic's fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings conference call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, please press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, simply press star 1 again. I will now turn the call over to Eric Cerny, Vice President of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Virgin Galactic's fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings conference call. On the call today with me are Michael Colglazier, Chief Executive Officer, Mike Moses, President of our space line, Doug Ahrens, Chief Financial Officer. Following our prepared remarks, we will open the call for questions. Our press release and slide presentation that will accompany today's remarks are available on our investor relations website. Please see slide 2 of the presentation for our safe harbor disclaimer. During today's call, we may make certain forward-looking statements. These statements are based on current expectations and assumptions, and as a result, are subject to risks and uncertainties. Many factors could cause actual events to differ materially from the forward-looking statements made on this call. For more information about these risks and uncertainties, please refer to the risk factors in the company's SEC filings made from time to time. You are cautioned not to put undue reliance on forward-looking statements, and the company specifically disclaims any obligation to update the forward-looking statements that may be discussed during this call, whether as a result of new information, future events, or otherwise. Please also note that we will refer to certain non-GAAP financial information on today's call. Please refer to our earnings release for a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial metrics. With that, I would like to turn the call over to Michael. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. 2023 was incredible for Virgin Galactic, as years of R&D and flight test culminated in launching our commercial space line and successfully flying back-to-back monthly space flights, each delivering an exceptional experience for our customers. Importantly, 2023 proved that each time we fly to space, we change lives for the better, and I'm incredibly proud of and thankful to our Virgin Galactic team for this successful year. Since our inception, the vision for our company has been clear and consistent: to make space more accessible to people around the world and to do it in a way that's transformative and unforgettable. That vision, that dream behind Virgin Galactic, came into sharp focus as we repeatedly flew Spaceship Unity in 2023. Now, in 2024, we're poised for even more meaningful accomplishments as we build the fleet of spaceships that will turn the dream into reality and long-term success. It's a new day for Virgin Galactic. We've entered phase 2 of our company's journey, having grown beyond our R&D and prototype roots into an engineering, manufacturing, and astronaut-driven consumer space company with an industry-defining product and customer experience. At the top of the call, I'd like to share that our Delta-class spaceships remain on track to begin ground and flight testing next year and commercial service in 2026, and our balance sheet continues to be strong, with cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities at just under $1 billion. Turning to the agenda on slide 3, I will start with a recap and overview of 2023, covering our launch of commercial operations, the incomparable life experience we are delivering to our customers, and, related to that experience, the strong value and pricing opportunities we are seeing. I'll then revisit our strategy to scale the business and drive long-term growth. Because our Delta-class spaceships play a pivotal role in our future, I've asked Mike Moses, President of Virgin Galactic Space Line, to join today's call and dive deeper into how these next-generation vehicles are being built and how they will accelerate value creation for the company. Finally, Doug will share financial results for the year and the fourth quarter, thoughts on the size of the commercial space travel market, and our growth model as we build out our spaceport operations. Following our prepared remarks, we'll open the call to your questions. With that, let's get started on slide 4. We officially commenced commercial operations last year with great success, proving that we can execute as a commercial space line, flying safe, regular, and repeatable missions. We've created a customer experience that sets the industry standard for years to come. The comments from our newly minted astronauts have been overwhelmingly positive. To hear them describe it, the customer journey delivered by Virgin Galactic, from pre-flight activities and immersive training to the spaceflight itself, is perhaps the most meaningful experience of their lives. we're not only taking our customers to space and back. Our customers tell us it's an incomparable life moment, and we're seeing what's called the overview effect in action, where the experience of seeing the Earth from space literally changes you. It's a thrilling and overwhelming sensory experience, to be sure, giving everyone who does it the adventure of a lifetime. But it's also the visceral realization of the vastness and the brilliance of the Earth and the enormity of the human endeavor that brought them to this point. This is a life journey, and it matters like nothing else people have experienced. Because we take off and land from the same spaceport runway, our astronauts can have their family and their friends share in this journey, and that is just wonderful. They watch their loved ones rocket into space, see them floating in awe above the planet, and then cheer as they gracefully glide back down to the spaceport. The reunions and the hugs are deeply emotional. Because we thoughtfully integrate family members and friends into the scheduled activities and overall experience, the days at Spaceport America become a shared experience that is completely unique and deeply meaningful for everyone involved. On slide 5, for our last flight, Galactic 6, we hosted our largest crowd of friends and family since launching commercial service, and the energy was undeniable. We host this group for the benefit of our customers, but this service also enables invaluable sharing and testimonials via word of mouth, which will be of great value to the company when we reopen sales ahead of the Delta ship's arrival. In addition, many of our flown astronauts have become ambassadors for our product, which will draw more people to the adventure and discovery associated with our spaceflight experience. Our astronaut testimonials are very moving, and I encourage you to go listen to our more recent ones from Galactic 6 on our social channels. Since May of 2023, we brought 24 people to space, bringing Virgin Galactic's current total to 32 astronauts. This is almost 5% of human history's total number of astronauts, and we will surpass the 5% mark with our next mission, Galactic 7, later this year. All this was done with our first prototype ship, and these numbers will be dwarfed as we scale up the Delta-class fleet. Everything I just discussed, how we deliver successful flights, along with the superlative customer experience, has tangibly demonstrated the appeal and the value of being a Virgin Galactic astronaut. And our experience with actual customers has reaffirmed the company's strong market opportunity. As a practical example of this market opportunity, we have sold recent openings in our manifest at a market rate that is substantially above our historical pricing. Our next space flight, Galactic 7, will have a blended manifest of researchers and private citizens, and we expect the revenue for that flight to exceed an average of $800,000 per seat. With a current backlog of approximately 725 future astronauts, new sales are not planned to open until we are closer to the launch of our Delta fleet. However, we have a limited number of house seats that we have made available to private astronaut referrals from our future astronaut community. We have moved the entry price point of these private astronaut seats from $450,000 to $600,000, in line with the entry-level price per seat of our research flights. We believe these prices continue to reflect outstanding value for the product and lifetime experience we are delivering. And, as Doug will share in a moment, we believe there is a large and robust addressable market at these price points. Before I hand the call over to Mike and Doug, I want to clarify and reaffirm our vision and growth strategy for the company. Moving to slide 6, let's start with the building blocks of our core business model. We have laid out the unit economics of a single Delta ship. With 6 seats, these ships can deliver a revenue per flight of $3.6 million at current pricing levels. We are targeting each Delta ship to average 8 space flights per month. Allowing for annual maintenance cycles and an appropriate amount of redundancy, we expect each spaceport will be optimized with a fleet of 4 to 5 spaceships and 2 motherships. This set of assets should enable a range of 300 to 400 space flights per year per spaceport in steady state operation. To illustrate, a spaceport that operates 300 flights a year at $3.6 million per flight generates over $1 billion per year in revenue from the space flights themselves. But that's not all that we expect to have going on at a spaceport. As we've demonstrated with our early flights, witnessing a space flight in person is an extremely compelling experience, not only for friends and family, but also for people who are interested in space and aerospace technology in general. As we approach a flight cadence that is closer to daily than weekly, we expect many people will wish to be part of that experience. Some of those people will eventually become astronauts themselves, and some will be satisfied with being part of human spaceflight from the ground. All of them, however, will have an outstanding experience during the day at our spaceports, and this can be accomplished at prices that are much less than our spaceflights. This larger volume of attendance at our spaceflights is very important to the communities where we operate. On top of the high-wage jobs generated directly and indirectly from our operations at the spaceport, additional jobs and positive economic impacts should flow into the community as all the people in attendance during our spaceflight days spend time and money within the surrounding areas. At a macro level, it is this fully utilized spaceport that is the primary economic engine for both Virgin Galactic and our communities. It will be a compelling public-private partnership that we're working to first scale up and realize at Spaceport America in New Mexico. We will then take that fully utilized spaceport model to governments and communities in other parts of the world that wish to develop a local space economy. I want to note that the upfront infrastructure we are now building for our Delta-class ships, including our final assembly spaceship factory in Phoenix, is planned to support this future expansion. This is where we expect to drive excellent contribution margins, and this is where we see significant upside potential in our business model. Once our upfront infrastructure is in place, we expect to lean into the profitable expansion of our fleet. While the capital we have on hand is sufficient to bring our first 2 ships into service, we do expect to bring on additional growth capital to fund the assets needed, primarily additional spaceships and motherships, to expand our business at an appropriate rate. With high margins and short payback periods on additional spaceships and motherships, we forecast the returns on this growth capital, when deployed, to be very attractive and value accretive to the company. Our primary effort right now, however, is to remain laser-focused on completing the upfront design, build, and test work so we can launch our Delta fleet and move into cash flow positive operations. With that in mind, I'll hand the call over to Mike Moses, President of Virgin Galactic Spaceline, for an update on our Delta ships.
Thank you, Michael. It's great to join all of you today. It's a tremendously exciting time for our company, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. I'll start by addressing a couple of questions that I hear frequently, because the answers will help everyone better understand the strategy and design behind our next generation spaceships. The first question I hear most frequently: how is Delta different than Unity? Typically, that question is quickly followed with, what gives us confidence that we can deliver the first Delta-class ships next year to begin ground and flight tests ahead of commercial service in 2026? Let me start on page 7 with the first question. What is different between Unity and Delta? Simply put, Delta will look almost identical to Unity. The dynamics of the flight, the shape of the vehicle, our pilot-led approach, and our fundamental customer experience won't change, but each of the aspects will be enhanced. The spaceship system emphasizes safety first, and then, ultimately, reusability and frequent flight rate. While it will look very similar, there are differences, and they can be broken down into 3 categories: capacity, flight rate, and cost. First, each Delta spaceship has increased cabin capacity. Delta will be able to carry 6 astronauts in addition to the 2 pilots, compared to only 4 astronauts in Unity. This is a 50% increase in seating capacity, which directly translates into increased revenue per flight. A key metric that highlights why we are so focused on the Delta fleet is revenue per flight. More seats in each spaceship means more revenue per flight. We achieve the increased capacity by removing weight from the design. One of the key enablers to reducing the weight is the composite materials that we use to build each ship. We have switched to a high-temperature composite resin system called bismaleimide, typically abbreviated as BMI. The ability of the base composite material to withstand higher temperatures reduces the amount of thermal protection required for each Delta ship, thus saving weight and increasing our cabin capacity. In addition, we are optimizing the structural skeleton of the Delta spaceship. Because we know from Unity flight experience exactly how we need the ship to perform, we can size and locate various structural parts more precisely, which in turn saves weight. The second difference is the increased flight rate of a single spaceship. It should go without saying, but a spaceship is more beneficial to the business the more often it is safely flying, as opposed to sitting on the ground. Quicker turn times will enable us to grow the business quickly. This highlights another key metric, flights per month. Delta will be capable of flying 8 times per month, compared to the once a month for Unity. Coupled with increased revenue per flight, Delta can generate 12 times the revenue compared to Unity. We achieve this through thoughtful and precise design and testing of the Delta spaceships. Turn time is how much time you spend on the ground between flights, and the biggest impact on turn time stems from periodic inspections required to check that the system and structure are performing as desired. A major advancement with Delta is that we are building specific dedicated test articles that support cycle testing on the ground. One such article is the static test article. This is essentially a Delta ship. It's the major assemblies of the spaceship built as if they were being used in a Delta spaceship, but installed into ground test rigs. We will then pull, push, bend, and twist that piece of structure until it breaks, verifying its capabilities compared to computer model predictions. This type of testing is common in aerospace manufacturing, and it allows you to have high confidence in your limits and capabilities. With Unity, we did some of this testing, but because our original prototype didn't always have a test part capable of being broken on the ground, we adopted a strategy of inspecting Unity regularly to validate our performance. A static test article represents a significant investment in time and materials, but the payoff is well worth it, similar to how modern airliners are maintained. The Delta fleet will have test data to inform the number and frequency of inspections that will be needed, with the ability to space these out over the course of its lifetime. While Unity needed an average of 14 days of inspections between flights, the Delta fleet will only need less than a day. Delta spaceships are being designed for easier access to the areas that do require inspection. Knowing specific maintenance tasks required ahead of the design process, we can ensure that parts requiring regular inspection aren't buried deep within the ship, and that access panels can be removed and reinstalled quickly without requiring special tools or equipment. Finally, there is a significant difference in the cost to build each spaceship. Unity was a hand-built spaceship. The parts were laid up by hand and assembled piece by piece when our company was vertically integrated, meaning that we did almost everything in-house. For Delta, we are leveraging the best practices of modern aerospace manufacturing. We are using a digital twin that models all of the parts electronically and stores all relevant metadata in a common graphical data structure. This process facilitates smoother manufacturing and assembly and has great benefits in test and verification, as well as commercial operations and maintenance. We are leveraging aerospace industry expert suppliers, Bell Textron and Carbon Aerospace, to develop, build, and assemble Delta's major subassemblies, the wing, fuselage, and feather assemblies. These parts will be fully built and integrated with wiring, subsystems, and components, and delivered to our new Phoenix-based final assembly facility, where Virgin Galactic will combine those elements and perform final ground checkout before starting flight test. Investing in the design and drawing release process up front will enable a much smoother and quicker assembly phase. In addition to shorter assembly times, this development approach reduces the variable cost per spaceship dramatically, with an estimated cost per incremental Delta ship in the range of $50 to $60 million. This is the new way to make spaceships. Addressing the second question I'm often asked about Delta, what gives us the confidence in our schedule to deliver Delta for commercial service in 2026? You can break our schedule down into 3 phases: design, build and assemble, and test. As I've highlighted, Delta is based on the learnings of Unity, and that is the most relevant fact that drives our confidence. In the design phase, we know that Delta needs to fly the same way as Unity. It has the same shape, or outer mold line, flies through the same environment, and follows a similar path to space. Thanks to Unity's flights, our designers already have the end well defined. In the build and assemble phase, I just highlighted the key changes that drive confidence there: the digital models, integrated major subassemblies, and development test equipment that allows us to check components before they go on the ship. On pages 8 and 9, you can see the continued progress we are making on the build-out of our spaceship factory. In the test phase, we again build off the foundation of Unity. We are not flying into new and unknown territory. We need flight testing, but for Delta, we are looking at the performance of what has changed, not learning new things on each test flight like was needed for Unity. In the test world, this is more like regression testing as opposed to new envelope testing. Finally, for those with a more detailed interest in how our spaceships are being built, page 10 shows examples of tools that Carbon Aerospace is using to build the BMI composite parts. These tools work much like molds that allow us to build and cost-effectively replicate parts for multiple spaceships. The carbon fiber parts are laid up into these tools and then cured in pressurized ovens called autoclaves that are located at Carbon's facilities. Page 11 shows the Delta flight deck simulator we have recently installed at our engineering headquarters in Orange County, California. This critical test asset supports the evaluation of our cockpit layout and human control interface, evaluation of flight controls, and updates to pilot procedures and checklists. It has taken a tremendous amount of expertise and experience to arrive at this exciting point in our trajectory. Every flight we have taken, every lesson we have learned, every leap forward we have made, all have brought us here. What we are accomplishing with Delta and the scaling of Virgin Galactic is nothing short of amazing, and I look forward to sharing more details as continued progress is made. Now I'll hand over the call to our Chief Financial Officer, Doug Ahrens, for a financial overview.
Thanks, Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. Turning to slide 12 and our financial results for the fourth quarter. We generated revenue of $2.8 million, driven by commercial space flights and future astronaut membership fees. Total operating expenses were $117 million, compared to $154 million in the prior year period, primarily driven by lower R&D and SG&A expenses. We reported a GAAP net loss of $104 million compared to a net loss of $151 million in the prior year period, with the improvement driven by lower operating expenses and an increase in interest income from our marketable securities. Adjusted EBITDA was negative $84 million in the fourth quarter, compared to negative $133 million in the prior year period. Turning to slide 13, for fiscal year 2023, we generated revenue of $6.8 million, driven by commercial space flights and future astronaut membership fees. Total operating expenses were $538 million, compared to $502 million in the prior year. We reported a GAAP net loss of $502 million, compared to $500 million in the prior year. Adjusted EBITDA for the year was negative $427 million, compared to negative $431 million in the prior year. Free cash flow was negative $114 million in the fourth quarter, compared to negative $135 million in the same period last year. Our free cash flow was better than guidance due to variation in timing of payments to suppliers. For the year, free cash flow was negative $493 million, compared to negative $397 million in the prior year. Moving to slide 14, our balance sheet remains strong, with $982 million in cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities. In 2023, we generated $484 million in gross proceeds through an at-the-market, or ATM, equity offering program. We did not utilize the ATM in the fourth quarter. Moving to our projection, revenue for the first quarter of 2024 is expected to be approximately $2 million. Forecasted free cash flow for the first quarter of 2024 is expected to be in the range of negative $125 million to $135 million. Michael mentioned earlier the strong value being delivered to our customers, and he shared we have updated our private astronaut pricing to align with our research pricing at $600,000 per seat. I'd like to now discuss how we view the size of the commercial space travel market that we are pursuing. We've triangulated a few sources of research to help us better understand the total addressable market, or TAM. Leveraging a 2021 Jefferies report, a 2023 Credit Suisse report, and our own proprietary data, we have estimated the number of individuals that have both the desire to fly to space and the resources to do so. Using conservative assumptions, we believe the TAM for private astronaut space travel is approximately 300,000 individuals, growing at an estimated annual rate of 8%. Putting that market opportunity into context, one fully operational spaceport supporting around 2,000 astronauts per year would represent less than 1% market penetration. This type of market analysis combined with the tremendous customer feedback we're seeing from the spaceflight experience, shows the clear opportunity to keep expanding our fleet of spaceships and motherships with the goal of adding multiple spaceports around the globe. In the prior earnings call, we stated our ability to achieve positive cash flow with 2 Delta-class spaceships. We have allocated sufficient capital to bring them into service. But our growth aspirations do not stop there. We plan to continue to expand our fleet and fill additional spaceports. The one-time capital investment planned for 2024, which includes tooling at suppliers and the opening of our spaceship assembly factory in Arizona, will give us the manufacturing capacity needed to continue building additional spaceships at relatively low incremental costs. Let's now discuss the economic model behind a fully operational spaceport. We believe the most effective utilization of a spaceport will occur at 300 to 400 flights per year. If we were to assume average ticket pricing of $600,000 for now, we would generate approximately $1.1 billion to $1.4 billion of revenue per spaceport annually from space flights. The spaceships and motherships are the high-return, quick payback assets that are expected to drive the outstanding economics for each spaceport. Because of the attractive economics just described, at some point in the future, we would expect to bring in additional growth capital to acquire additional spaceships and motherships, the revenue-generating assets that increase profits. We forecast the returns on this growth capital, when deployed, to be very attractive and value accretive to the company. For now, however, having recently right-sized the company, we are prudently managing our resources and focusing the organization on good execution to bring our first Delta-class spaceships into service. I will now turn the call back over to Michael.
Thanks, Doug. To recap the key takeaways from today's call, the bold dream of commercial spaceflight was realized in 2023 as we officially launched our commercial space line with 6 flights in 6 months, demonstrating the Virgin Galactic spaceflight system is designed for safety, reliability, and repeatability. Our astronaut journey is delivering an incomparable life experience that is of great value to our customers. We see positive indications for both pricing and the overall potential size of the commercial space travel market. 2024 marks a new phase as we move past our R&D and prototype roots and are now advancing the development of our production spaceships, with ground and flight testing expected to commence in 2025 and entry into service expected in 2026. We continue to pursue our high-growth business model of creating fully utilized spaceports with plans to first scale operations at Spaceport America with a fleet of 4 to 5 spaceships, followed by expansion to additional spaceports in compelling locations. With that, we'll turn to questions. Operator, we're ready to begin the Q&A portion of the call.
Please tap the like,
Thank
guys.
you.
Share this
if
out
you
to
have
more
a
people.
Question, please press star 1 on
And
your
if you
telephone
could subscribe
keypad.
to the channel,
If you have
we'll be
queued
back
up and want to
again
withdraw
tomorrow
your
morning.
question, simply press
This
star 1 again.
call will be shortened down to
Your
its own
first question
presentation
comes from the
shortly
line
and go
of
out as
Greg
its own video
Conrad with Jefferies.
later
your line
on.
Is open.
Thank you for your support.
Good evening.
Hi, Greg.
Maybe just to start on CapEx, I mean, guiding to 40 to 45 million Q1, I think you spent 18 million in Q4 and 44 million in 2023. How do we think about the ramp there, and how much of that is higher activity? And then also just given accounting with R&D, how much of that, is coming over from R&D, just kind of thinking about R&D spend for 2024?
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Please vote in
Yeah,
poll.
you've noted the trend in the shift. What's happening here is we've shifted from this heavy R&D phase as we've gone through the non-recurring engineering into the building of capital assets. It starts with tooling and the factory, and then parts fabrication, and so on. So we're seeing a shift because we're moving into this next chapter where we're building these revenue-producing assets. So you're going to see that trend continue into 2024 and 2025, where you'll see more CapEx than R&D. We don't guide the split specifically, but you will see the majority shifting to CapEx. We have said in the past, and this still stands true, that if you look at the total cash spending, we do expect the average spend for 24 and 25 to be lower than it was in 2023. And that's because of this shift that's happened where we are now moving through the addition of these assets. A lot of this happens in 2024, and then it starts to ramp down because we have these assets in place and now can move into the production of spaceships. So that hopefully gives you some color, Greg.
That helps. And, just in terms of spaceport, I mean, you sized each spaceport at capacity of 4 to 5 spaceships. And, in the past, you've talked about Delta production capacity at 6 per year. So, I mean, it seems like you could fill up the first one fairly quickly. Any color around, when you would look to add a second spaceport and any initial conversations or, when those conversations need to happen with potential locations?
Sure. We just kind of harking back to the last call, one of the big advancements we've seen from Delta was to be able to turn those ships on a twice-a-week basis, well more than our Unity ship, of course, but even stronger than we had originally put forth. And so, therefore, we need functionally about half the number of spaceships at every spaceport going forward. So as you note, the factory capacity that we built when we were thinking these could turn on a weekly basis versus twice a week gives us, I think, plenty of capacity within the factory to build the ships out. To your specific question on next spaceport, generally that's about a 5-year process. And so 2029 seems to be the right place for a second spaceport. I note there are many places that we could go in the world. We can go to other places in the U.S. We could also functionally double our infrastructure at Spaceport America and kind of run a twin operation there if we so chose. So there's many places we can have that next spaceport come forward, and then ideally more following from that. But 5 years out from today is about the right target for that.
Thank you. I'll leave it at that.
Your next question comes from the line of Oliver Chen with TD Cowen. Your line is open.
Hi, Michael and Doug. Delta class has a really nice contribution margin once it's running. I would love your thoughts on upside or downside to the 75% contribution margin on Delta class. And second, in terms of revenue modeling, as we think about the ramp of customer deposit liabilities on the balance sheet, Doug, any thoughts on how we should look to model that? And then third, the Galactic 6 experience that we had really showed a lot of differentiation of the product. How are you thinking about competition and your pricing relative to competition and the different kind of experience that you offer as well? Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. This is Doug. I'll take the first 2 questions and then have Michael comment on the third. So regarding the contribution margin, 75% that we've stated before, that was actually based on a lower ticket price than we're talking now. So that was based on the $450,000 ticket price. And that was a full Delta class ship and a variable cost of around $400,000. So that was giving us a contribution margin of greater than 75%. Now with ticket pricing at $600,000, that contribution margin will expand because the variable cost doesn't change. We are just bringing in more revenue per flight. In terms of the customer deposits, we model those, being in the area they are now, which is around $100 million, until we reopen ticket sales in the future, and we've talked about that on the call. But until then, it would be fairly constant. But in the future, just when we think about capital planning, we are fulfilling our CapEx requirements and our operational expenditures without any plans to utilize those deposits. Those are set aside. So our CapEx and so on is funded through what the other money we have on the balance sheet and in any future growth. So that's how we think about customer deposits. So Michael on Galactic 6.
Yeah, I'll talk. I think, Oliver, your question is both on competition and relatedly pricing. It's very difficult to compete with us. There's a huge technology and capital moat around human spaceflight, right? That's why it's, of course, previously only been a few governments that could afford to get there. So really, whereas SpaceX and governments are sending people further out, the only people doing anything in our competitive set is the Blue Origin company. And I don't have privy to their specific pricing. Anecdotally from the media, they seem to have been pricing greater than $1 million as a base. So that's, I'd say, the only real kind of comparative from a competitive standpoint. So then I look internally, and in anything that is a luxury or consumer offering, you want to look at the price-value relationship, and the value has to be there to drive price. So we have had, I think everybody's tracking with us, when we've had very recent openings, right? We've flown, had openings on some of the flights that we've just done. And when that opening comes up, we have basically sold that opening at a market available price that's been very close to $1 million. And that, probably in line with what you're also seeing elsewhere when you can fly kind of right now, that's where the market has shown for something right here. So then the question is, well, how's the value at that price? Because we've flown people that have been waiting for 17 years that were at $200,000, and we've flown people that are closer to $1 million. And I can tell you, having spoken with everyone, the value of what we are creating is so extraordinary that the price part of that equation is kind of diminished or minimized as an impact. So we feel that the value is so high, our price value is good. We feel great that we're delivering enormous value at these recent prices we've been doing. I noted, I think Doug noted too, that while we don't have sales open right now, we do maintain some house seats on our own. If we get a referral from our founders or customers, we can sell a few of those seats at the end of the queue. And we've moved those seats to $600,000 in line with our research pricing. I don't expect when we open up sales going forward to be going lower than that. I think the price value maintains pressure on the price point more towards the upward angle of that. But that's where we sit right now. And again, I just don't think it's easy for people to come into this market and compete with the amount of upfront technology investment and diligence that has to be done. It's a very complicated endeavor.
Thanks a lot. And one follow-up, Michael, the spaceport experience in many ways, felt like being in a movie. What are your thoughts for the community engagement part, and what have been your learnings so far from spaceport and what you do there with the guests, before and after, and also as you think about hospitality more broadly? Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. You heard me mention we had a larger number of friends and family and invited guests at the last space flight. Still, I'd say small versus what the capacity of that kind of spaceport wants to look like on a flight day. And the more we bring in, the better this experience is for everyone. We're able to take all the groups that come, and on the day before the flight, actually, break people and give fairly robust tours of the spaceport itself, meet with leaders within our team, understand the technology, understand the incredible rigor that our maintenance and technical operations, our pilot teams, our mission control teams put into this. And it just builds the momentum and the excitement the more context we provide people. So that's like one day in advance, and obviously we can program 1 or 2 days in front of that as we choose to going forward. And then on the day of the flight, having that large group around that has that context just adds energy, as you experienced, to everyone that's there. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg of what that could become. But at a practical level, we have to get our spaceships built so that we can bring the space flights and do that on a multiple times a week basis. And then from there, I think we can add this ancillary, non-trivial, but ancillary growth on top as we bring more people in. You mentioned hospitality. Obviously, that means people will need someplace to stay, someplace to eat. and likely will want to do other things. That's a big part of why, in this case, the state of New Mexico has been so excited to have us come and get the business scaled, because that starts to drive benefits that have multiplier effects throughout the community. So we definitely will pursue growth in those angles, but first things first, let's get the ships built, and then we can go after scaling the rest.
Thanks a lot. Best regards.
Your next question comes from the line of Miles Walton with Wolfe Research. Your line is open.
Hi, thanks. Good evening. I was hoping to first touch on Galactic 6 and it doesn't sound like there was a delay implication from the alignment pin departure for the Galactic 7, which is still scheduled for 2Q. Is that correct?
Still no insiders buying or selling the stock.
I'm tracking this one obviously closely, but since we've got Mike here, Mike, I'll throw the question over to you, and nice to hear from you, Miles, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. So Miles, yeah, I can speak to this. I've actually been sitting in on our regular status updates to the FAA. So we are making really solid progress. We've done a fair bit of testing on the ground, and that's actually really allowed us to close out most of the actions in the investigation, and we could recreate the circumstances where that pin came free and kind of narrow down the conditions that could have caused that. So we're in the corrective action phase to kind of enhance the robustness of the retention mechanism out of the discovery phase kind of into the reporting side. So we don't anticipate any impact on Galactic 7 at all for quarter two, and the investigation's been going really well with the FAA in partnership.
Okay. And Mike, while I have you, thanks for the outline of sort of the architecture delta where it's different and the testing profile. Can you put a little more meat on the static testing? And I imagine getting over that hump will be pretty critical to defining the fatigue characteristics and getting you to the confidence in those inspection profiles, which basically is the game changing for the economics. But when specifically does that static testing occur? Is it in parallel to the flight testing? Is it basically by the end of 24 you'll have a good sense?
Yeah, Miles, so I think that's a really good, deep question. I highlighted the significant benefit of a static test article into inspection definition, but it also clearly validates models, allows you to look for manufacturing process improvements and things like that. So it has a lot of payoffs besides just inspection. Having an article that you're able to kind of validate your models on. You can also check out your instrumentation data gathering systems and validate a lot of other things as well. And so we'll run those in parallel. We'll have a static test article built up and installed down here in Orange County at our engineering design headquarters, so we get close integration with our test and engineering facilities here. And we'll have some of those parts that we want to make sure we clear before we get to certain milestones in flight test, and others that will occur a little bit later on as it relates to lifetime and cycle testing. So not a specific answer for you on exactly when that is up and running, but the article will be up and running in 2024 and ready to do testing. And again, some of that will be subcomponent, but what we're really looking forward to there is the major subassembly testing, which will be later than that.
Okay. Thanks again.
Thanks, Miles.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, it is star one on your telephone keypad. Your next question comes from the line of Sam Struhsaker of Truist Securities. Your line is open.
Hey guys, on for Mike Schmoley this evening. Thanks for taking the question. I was just curious if you could give any more detail on sort of the quantity of those referral seats that you guys mentioned, just allowing people to enter the queue if you're willing to do that. And then also I was just hoping for some clarity on, you said you had these openings that came up on recent flights that you sold at market value. What was the motivation behind kind of selling those as new seats versus pulling in someone from the queue to fill those spots? Thanks.
Sure. The first question, Sam, is, we don't have sales open, so they are in smaller volumes, single digits, low double digits, over the course of time, more in response as opposed to proactively going out. So that's just kind of there as almost a service to our existing base. The question you had on when we have a seat opening, what have we done? We obviously have had a large number of amazing future astronauts many with us for 15 years or even a little more. And before we reopened sales back at the $450,000 point, we took the opportunity to move all of those people forward into our queue, into the manifest. So, for instance, I might have signed up at number 50 in line, and Sam, you were number 51, and if it were for whatever reason I had to drop out, we would have moved everybody up into my space. And so some people moved up quite a bit at that time. And at that time, we communicated with our future astronaut base that we were going to do that once. And then if there were openings that came up in the manifest along the way, that we would bring those forward more at a market rate, but we would give kind of first nod within the community. And that's what we've been doing there, is while we're no longer continuing to move people up, we don't move people back either, we are giving that opportunity. And so we asked to the existing base of future astronauts who would be interested if an opportunity presented itself to fly earlier, and it would be at a premium price if that happened. And that's where we built that list up, and that's where people have been. The people who have flown at those higher rates at the earlier times have come from our existing base.
Got it. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Kristine Liwag with Morgan Stanley. Your line is open.
Hi, this is Gabby on for Christine. Thanks for taking the question. So I was just curious if you could provide some color on if there are any design or manufacturing changes required to either the mothership or spaceship as a result of the pin detachment last month. And if so, does this inform any design changes to the Delta class as you progress through development? Thank you.
Yeah, Gabby, so no changes to the design on either the mothership or the spaceship. Again, the pin issue we had posed no safety threat at all during the flight, and actually, other than having fallen away at the end, performed its function. It's there to hold the ships in alignment while we're both mating on the ground and while we're flying. So as long as we're attached, it did its job as it should. Clearly, we don't want it to fall away, but the fact that it did meant it performed its function. So we're looking at a pretty minor change to the existing design just to give it some extra retention capability, but nothing that would be anything of significance to either motherships or spaceships.
Thank you.
There are no further questions at this time. That will conclude today's conference call. We thank you for joining. You may now disconnect your lines.
So there we go. There is the Virgin Galactic earnings this evening. What do you make of that? Happy? Well, let's have a look at the stock price and let's see how it's moving and see what you thought of it. Well, as you can see, we're running a poll right now, and you expect the price to go up tomorrow. Let's have a look. There's the link. Maybe you'd like to vote, have your say. Now then, the phone lines are open. If anybody wants to call in, be live on the show and have their say. This will be an evergreen video because later on I'll edit this down and put this out as its own video. If you'd like to be on the show, you can phone in, be in this position just here. Guest number one, step right up. It is martynlucas.com/live if you'd like to be on the show. Let me give you the link right now. Here is the link in the chat. There it is for everybody. I'll give it you 3 times so it stands out. There it is. I'll give it to my Rumble audience as well. I've got an audience watching me on Rumble and on Facebook and X and all over the place, Twitch and everywhere else. So let me give everybody the link right now. There you go. Okay, you can call in. You will then need you don't need any software, any technology. I take care of all that. Just a browser on your phone, your computer, whatever. You need a password. The password is LucasAge100. There is the password in the chat. It is case sensitive. If you'd like to call in and have your say, you can. What do you think of the earnings call? Was you happy? Did you get out of that what you wanted? You heard Eric Kearney at the beginning. As I say, I'm not Eric's best mate right now, but he's not my best mate right now either. He started very somber at the beginning of the call. Don't know if anyone noticed that. I wonder if they knew we were streaming and what I was saying about it. I have no idea. I don't know. What do you feel? Are you happy with tonight's performance? Where do you see the price going? Well, we're looking at it now. I'll go a bit more closer in. The phone line is open. If you want to call in, Raman can call in now because Raman is now a member. It's members only calling in right now. If we look closer at the Virgin Galactic, I have to say, folks, I expect the share price to go to $1.28. That's what I've been saying now for a couple of months. I shared with you the intrinsic value. The intrinsic value is 20 cents. 20 cents. Now, that doesn't mean to say it's going to 20 cents because the cash on the books, it's worth $1.50. But I do think with the amount of short pressure at the minute, we should have some volume and no one's buying it. If we had volume tonight, the stock should be at $3. It's not. Unfortunately, it's gone down after hours. It's another scalp trade again tonight. Nothing positive coming out of the earnings. I'd love to say it is, but what do you feel? You do believe that the stock is going up tomorrow. I have to disagree. I cannot see anywhere any reason why. Now, we have just done, for your benefit, not mine, I don't own the stock. I'm in the S&P 500, so I can be completely impartial. You know how I stand and all that now, all right? I don't own any stocks. I only own the S&P 500, so I can interview CEOs and give you the proper information. We just did you a very, very detailed chart analysis. Let me share with you this here. You should all see it. It was done by Sensei. Very, very useful information. We just put it out on our videos. If you look here on the home, I'm going to give everyone the link for this. You should go and check it. There it is. The technicals done for you. The full chart done for you. So I'll give you a little preview. Strongly recommend you go and listen to this. This with Sensei for Virgin Galactic SPCE. Big week. We've got the earnings coming up very shortly. We'll cover it live. And now on with the video.
Thank you, Martin. Looking at SPCE again on the technicals on the chart.
So there you go. I'm going to give you the link for that now. You might want to go and check this out. It's only a 5-minute video. It won't take up too much of your time. But I'm going to give everyone the link to this. You may like to do this. So let me give you the link for that. Here's the video. This is the chart video. You can search for it on the homepage or search for it by asking for it. But I'm going to make it nice and easy and give it. There you go. It's in the chat. You might want to go and check that out at the end of the show. That was provided by Sensei. Did a great job. I will give that to everybody watching me on Rumble, Facebook, and X, and everywhere else, Twitch. So let me just do that now. It doesn't look like anybody wants to phone in. That's fine. You don't want to have your say. That's absolutely fine. But I will end here then if nobody wants to call in. Sensei was saying $1.30, I think. I can't remember what he was saying. You'd need to go and check it out. But we have still a very good audience. What would everybody like to do? Would you like to phone in or have a conversation? I'm here to help and support people in any way I can. What further information would you like tonight? As you can see, we can just quickly look at Rocket Lab as well because this is important. Rocket Lab has gone down tonight. I said that if Rocket Lab goes down, Virgin Galactic will go down with it. Space is being beat up at the moment. There it is. Rocket Lab tonight went down. Should we have a look at the earnings? They actually met expectation, did not beat or miss, but the stock price went down. A big drop tonight. Went down like nearly 10%. I think at one point 10%. It's rebounded a little bit, but still heavily down. Virgin Galactic. Let's do one final poll. MSK will call in for FSR. Now, we are going to cover FSR. We get a bigger audience for Fisker and even bigger audience for Sound. Our biggest audience now is Soundhound. We expect it's our biggest ever video, sort of double the size of Virgin Galactic. It just shows you that Virgin Galactic is losing its momentum on social media. No one's covering it like I do anymore. I will continue to do that, but it's a shame. Let the non-members comment what can go wrong. Yeah, let them not. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Let the non-members comment. We are in. Are we? We're not in members. Are we in members mode? Are we in members mode? I didn't think we was. Let me have a look. I didn't think we were in members mode during the show. Maybe we are. Let's have a look. Customization. Oh yeah, we were. Yeah, we were in members mode. There you go. So anyone can comment now. We were in members only mode. So if anybody wants to comment, we don't want trolls. We don't want silly things going on. But if anybody wants to comment now, there you go. Everyone can comment. If we get any silliness, we'll just put it back to members again. But we'll give everyone the opportunity to contribute. People on Reddit talk bad and they still come here to watch and don't comment. I know it's silly. There's a whole army on Reddit. But we are the biggest community for Virgin Galactic, and it is what it is. And anyway, all right. That would be an hilarious experiment. I am not a member, but I love the channel and the content. Yes, you are. Fat Hala Hamza, you are a member. You've got a badge next to your name, so you are a member. So if you didn't buy the membership, you won it because somebody bought it for you. But you are a member. Let me be absolutely clear. You are a member. Is there a shadow of a chance space will go bust? Thank you in advance. There's always a possibility. Yes. We've shown you the numbers. The intrinsic value of the stock is not between 9 and 20 cents. So yes, but we have to paint the picture that its solvency score is 43. They've got a good amount of cash. However, they do spend it very quickly. It all comes down to one thing and one thing alone. If you believe that they're going to ramp up sooner than later, and remember, they have to have success, 100% success. If there was a crash or anything like that, it's over. It's completely over in 5 minutes if they have a crash. Someone dies, God forbid that happens, it's over in 5 minutes. So they have to be very careful and make sure everything works right. If it does and continually goes right, then yes, they've got plenty of cash. However, we've not yet heard enough information about future sales. We know about Delta coming online, but will they sell all the tickets? Will things move along as they expect to do so? We don't know. We don't know. Hopefully they will. Hopefully there's enough people to buy the tickets. I believe there is. I'm optimistic. I'm not sure the management are the best for Virgin Galactic. I think they've made a lot of mistakes. They're still making mistakes. They're not helping the share price. I actually think I used to think they didn't want the share price to go down, but actually now I'm starting to think perhaps they do, because they do nothing to help the stock price. Sadly, they don't. They could easily get a celebrity on the ship and draw attention to it. They don't feel that's the way forward. I think it's a mistake, because at the end of the day, it's the shareholder who's paying the price for that attitude. And it's because of that attitude, the stock price is it's a penny stock, and it could easily go bust. So they've got plenty of cash. Don't expect it to go bust. But if they don't, start promoting the stock globally and getting it to look sexy and rock and roll, they can run out of money. So yeah, it's always an issue. I don't see it happening, but it's always an issue. Let me read these comments before I get overwhelmed. So that was for G Money. I had questions 10 minutes ago, but now I'm tired. Fair enough. I hope for space. We all do. Yes, Falahanza is a member. GI, I'm not sure. Oh, hi. Pickle Picker. How are you? Lovely to have you here. Bought FSR up 28%. Congratulations. Oh, nice. I don't know if... don't know it. Thanks to the community. Yes, somebody bought you a membership the other day, And there you go. What do you think about Mara earnings? GN Cario, I don't know. I'd have to review the stock, become a member, and I'll review it for you and cover the earnings. I don't know. I've not reviewed it. This company is for the long term. I agree, Ivan. It is for the long term. But, you know, it's got a lot of short interest now, a lot of pressure. Anything can happen. Virgin Galactic is a long hold. I agree with that. AMC has an upside, big move today after hours too. Virgin Galactic cares less than Adam Arrow. I've got no idea what that means. Would you guess that it goes to 120? And that'll be for yes, I believe it will go to 128. That's what I believe. Every reason to think so. I don't see why it would pop up tomorrow. Every earnings it's dropped. Every flight it's dropped. And there's nothing to suggest it would go higher. They didn't put anything out to promote the stock, anything out that would draw attention to the stock. I offered to do marketing. They're not interested in that. I talked about that I represent 90% of the retail investors. We know that because we counted all the portfolios that were sent in. We did the petition. We got them to change policy, but they don't really seem to care about our audience. Eric Kearney has said. Eric Kearney, I've had about 6 meetings with Eric Kearney, and on the last one, I got tired of the waiting and the waffling. It was just lip service, and I don't want lip service. I haven't got time for lip service. He's more interested in talking about his GameStop experiences when he was working at GameStop during the pump, during the short squeeze. I haven't got time for that, and I told him on the last earnings, I want to see something happen. I want to have information so I can broadcast more information from the flight, like we saw the other day with Luna. They were able to provide much better coverage. I asked for that. They said they would review my videos. They've not come back to me, so I've kind of like, okay, fine. I haven't got, I don't want to have lip service call with Eric Kearney anymore. That's all I was getting was lip service. It was like, I speak to all the investors, and I said, I'm not even an investor, mate. I'm not an investor. I sold all my shares so I could be media, be TV, be transparent for my viewers at cost to myself, but I did it. And they're just waffling. There's no real action. So, that's where we are. So on the next flight, I doubt that Eric Kearney will be providing me any extra information. I've asked for it. I don't think I'm going to get it. Our relationship is sour now. And it's a shame because I'm here to support Virgin Galactic. It's the most important stock to me. I'd love to see it do well. But I don't think they're bothered about the stock price. When I spoke to Eric about the stock price, his answer to me was, I don't see it that bad because the general downturn. And I said, have you got any, this is why we fell out, right? I said, have you got any idea what you're talking about? I said, this is my portfolio. I'm up 4% this month. The markets are up. Why are you saying it's acceptable that Virgin Galactic's down? Well, he said it's a general downtrend. I said, no, it's not. It's not a general downtrend at all. The markets have been the markets have been moving up. What are you talking about? Over the year, I'm up 13.5%. And he's going, well, it's a downtrend. I said, it's not a downtrend. I'm not accepting that. It does seem that Eric Kearney will accept mediocrity. And I told him that, and that's why we've fallen out, I think. He hasn't called me since that call. But I don't really care because, I care about the company and telling them straight. If they don't want to listen, they don't want to listen. But there's no way you can tell me that the stock price should be where it is today if they were doing the right thing. The overall markets are up. We're in a massive bull market at the moment. I've just shown you this is my real portfolio, and I'm only in the S&P. Look, 100% of my money is in the S&P. Full disclosure, there it is, 100%. And I'm up like 13% or whatever it is over the year. So you cannot say that it's because we're in a downturn. Either you don't know what you're talking about, or you're quite happy that the share price is going down. I said that to him. Are you happy the share price is going down? My viewers, my investors are all losing money. And I asked him about his how many shares does he have, and he gets options, and he said it's to encourage talent to stay with the company. Well, that's great. You're getting free shares, but the people that are paying for them are losing their money. And his answer was, I think the stock price is fine where it is. Really? The best rocket company in the world, $1.79. You think that's okay? It's got a market cap now. It's got a market cap of, what is it right now? 767 million. You're okay with that? And he said, well, yeah, it's a downturn at the moment. I said, no, it isn't. There's no downturn at all. But there you go. So me and Eric Kearney don't really meet. We don't agree with each other. So you heard him at the beginning of the call. I've invited him on the show. Every time he calls me, I say, I'm like this. I'm on a video call like this to him. And I say to him, I would like you to be on camera. He's on camera talking to me, but he won't let me record it. And I say, look, why can't we record it? My viewers want to hear what you're saying. I report back to them and tell them, but why can't you come on camera? He said, because this is not an interview. This is an investor call. I went, no, it's not. I don't own any shares. That's ridiculous. And you know I don't. I mean, the first 4 or 5 calls, I was very polite and very forgiving. But on the last call, I said, no, this is ridiculous. We keep going round and round doing nothing. We're achieving nothing. I said, I don't own shares. You know I don't own shares. Allow me to record this interview. People want to see you. And he says, no, this is not. And I said, well, people aren't impressed. The majority of the retail investors of Virgin Galactic aren't happy. And you could make them happy. You can make them happy by talking to me and being open. Rather than, we're okay, the stock price has gone down. Well, I'm not happy. I think it's terrible. I think it's disrespectful. Anyway, did they say 800 per seat? Yes, they did. Or I think it was 600,000 actually. There's a special seat at the front, which is like that. Why is the stock price so low? Why is the stock price so low? Because it's shorted and no one's buying it. And they're okay with it. They could raise the stock price easily. They could do buybacks. They got nearly $1 billion in cash. They could buy back stock. They choose not to. They could bump up a celebrity to get it in the news. They choose not to. Anyway, I want the price to go down, more shares. It will go down. I'm sure it'll go to 128 probably tomorrow. No Virgin Galactic keeps shooting themselves in the foot. I agree. I'm sure that I'm now believing they're doing it on purpose. In my opinion, all previous flights were simply an experiment in safety. I think now they'll start doing the real work. Let's hope so, Raman. Celebrities are paid for seats, so eventually Virgin Galactic will have to fly one of them. And Nick Lovell. There was also, I was talking to one of the astronauts at Virgin Galactic. He said he wanted to speak to me, and he's a test pilot. He said, I want to be able to talk to you, but I'm not allowed to. You have to get permission. We were going backwards and forwards like that for weeks. Everything was great. I told Eric Kearney about it on our meeting, and the next day, he was blocked. He blocked me from speaking to him. On the next meeting, when I spoke to Eric, I said, did you say anything to the test pilot to stop him from speaking to me? Oh, no, anyone can say anything. He said, I guess he just didn't like what you had to say. I said, no, that's not true. We had a great relationship. He asked if he could speak to me. He gave me your email. I said, I've already got it. He said, speak to the team, the management, and I'd love to share my story with Virgin Galactic. I told you about it because I wanted to be open and honest, because that's what I want for my viewers. And the next day he was blocked. And he said, no, we didn't do that. Oh, okay. It was something I said to him, was it? Even though the day before everything... On my last message, it was, see you later, mate. I'll talk to them. And then the next day, gone. They're trying to stop information getting out. That was evident. That was evident to me, and I tried to, get to the bottom of it, and no, nothing. Anyway, 150 is the minimum it can go, I think. No, it can go a lot lower than that, I'm afraid. I agree. Test experiment. At this point, it's a long play. But $2 tomorrow, guys. Psychological barrier. Hope all shorters will cry. I hope you're right. John Granfor. Yes, that's my biggest reason at getting out and investing in the other stock. Exactly. It's not helping itself. If they go to the moon, maybe that will help. If they they're not going to the moon. They're not going to the moon. This is not about landing on the moon. The right back to 180 and then 170 in a few months, 150. SPCE, rubbish. Go AMC. Lucio, no, it's not rubbish. I just think the management aren't that great. They've got better. I think we'll all agree their earnings call is a lot better than it used to be. It used to be like Virgin Orbit out of a back shed. And I said that. I said that's why Virgin Orbit went bust. People all sold out because they thought the company was rubbish. They couldn't get funding because no one wanted to back it. They thought it was a Mickey Mouse company. And the only person who got his money out was Richard Branson when he did the deal to make sure that he got his money back. I think it was terrible on the investors. Yeah, might be, but tell me any other stock with the same potential that almost has no competition, except Blue Origin. Ain't it worth taking a risk on this stock, John? It's a good stock. It's just the management aren't doing the right things. I think everyone needs to be cool, but a little realistic about space. Delta test flight probably see 2 to 3. I am very happy with space today. We are on the right track to the Delta. I think we are on the right track. I agree with Zach Zate, but I just don't think they're helping the stock price. The stock price does not need to be this low. It shouldn't be this low. And it seems to be quite disrespectful to investors going, it's okay. It's a complete lack of reality. Anyway, I think too many people today expect mediocrity, expect low levels of expectations, and do what's best for them. Don't care about the people that built the business, you, the investors. Disrespect our audience when it's the most engaged Virgin Galactic audience in the world. I don't know if anyone saw this, but a few weeks ago, you remember the whole thing with Motley Fool? It was a complete and utter disaster. They invited a guy from Motley Fool to interview, and he never interviewed them anyway. It was just a question, but he told everybody on his channel it was an interview. It wasn't an interview, it was a question. If that wasn't bad enough, the following week, they invited a Facebook group with 15 followers to attend the launch. 15. Did you all see that? It was a Facebook group with 15 followers. Some young lady was very, very nice, but she was doing it out of her back bedroom, and she got invited to the launch. They don't want the main channel, which is us, getting in on it. Well, I don't care. I don't need the views or the subscribers. It's not about that. It's about, helping Virgin Galactic. We want to see Virgin Galactic be successful, and for some reason they don't want to engage in our audience. Anyway, it baffles me. Delta, that will be 9 to 10, I guess. Buy still cheap. Share price appears to be growing for 3 years, just going off and losing less. Share price appears to not be growing for 3 years. Starbuck the Congo, hello mate. I'm not going to sell under 2. Either we get 2 this week or next week, I'll sell. Otherwise, it will keep until 2026. Ramen. All good, Martin. How about you? I'm still going strong. Only hope Delta can get online and ramp up promotions to start making money. We all feel that way. Okay, if Eric is happy with the price of the stock, that was at one point worth 60, is now at the prices today. He is crazy. Well, he was excited and to tell me he was working as investor relations at GameStop when it short squeezed, and he thought that was exciting. I was very taken aback when that became the focus of one of our conversations. I went, really? We're talking about GameStop? GameStop's a joke. Why are you even talking to me about GameStop? I don't want to know about GameStop. I want to know about Virgin Galactic. Yeah, I don't think he has a clue, quite honestly. And I think he just provides investors with lip service. Anybody here, has anybody here had a phone call and a video call with Eric Kearney? He just turns up, he gives you his time because he's paid to with shares, and doesn't really care. He gave me loads of interviews, but never allowed me to record any of them. And every time it was answering questions, I had to ask him questions I already knew the answers to. It wasn't, what can we do to help Virgin Galactic? Let's be active. It wasn't about that. It was just, well, I've got to talk to you because you're an investor, which is why I sold my shares and said I'm not an investor. Still didn't make a difference. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Anybody who's happy to work for a company when a share price has gone from $60 to $1.79 and then say it's in a downturn when actually we've had a bull market for over a year, hasn't got a flipping clue about the stock market at all. He's more concerned with pumping GameStop. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hope Martyn will be a promotion powered directly from Virgin. I've offered my services for free of charge. They pay millions. They paid out huge money to supercar Blondie, who doesn't care about the stock, who only ever did one video for Virgin Galactic because they paid her insane amounts of money to promote Virgin Galactic. And then after that, when it got no views, didn't do it again. I offered it when I do it consistently and get more views than anyone for free. For free. I will work here tirelessly, 10 hours a day for Virgin Galactic for free. They don't want it. They don't want it. They'd rather pay Supercar Blondie loads of money and then lose it. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't get it. I'm going to the moon or to hell with this company. Are you out of space? I don't own any shares. I only own the S&P 500. I sold all my shares, only own the S&P 500 to be fully transparent. That's why I am regarded now as media. I've interviewed 2 CEOs and I've got about 5 in the pipeline to have on the show. We just had Wrap Technologies a few weeks ago, and we've got more lined up. Because of that, I wanted to be out of all the stock. It's not about me. It's about the show and you. I want to help people. I don't care about my own benefits. I've got what I need. They'll be worth a fortune once the multi-port over the planet as the plans are. I hope so. I agree. It could happen. But they seem to want to drive the stock down to zero in the process. Rocket Lab feels fizzed out. No changes really. Randy B. Yeah, didn't look very good tonight. Space needs an Easter bunny. It does. Yardstick, it absolutely does. Martyn Lucas, this is where I have to highlight something. I recall a couple of months ago, you were adamant that Virgin Galactic was going to short squeeze it imminently, and this excited a lot of retailers. Yeah, I absolutely thought Virgin Galactic could short squeeze. I still do. With the right approach from Virgin Galactic, and that's why I was working with Eric to try to get that. If we had got a good work, if we'd have been able to build a good working relationship, which we're not, he just wants lip service. If we were able to build a good working relationship, we could have marketed the company, we could have got it, global attention around it, made it fun and exciting. We could have got a celebrity on the flight. Absolutely 100% the stock would have gone up. Absolutely. We got 21.5% short interest. All we need is buying. But no one is buying. Why is no one buying when it's undervalued, under the cash on the books? Why is no one doing it? Why is the company not getting excited and just, I don't know if anyone noticed, but at the beginning of the call, Eric Kearney felt completely uninterested. At the beginning of the call, did you hear? He sounded uninterested. It does. There's no excitement, and there should be. I've got passion to carry the whole bloody thing, but they don't care. And I wish they did. So I am adamant that it could have short squeezed, and it could. With the amount that the stock price is, with the fact where we're going, what it can achieve, with the publicity done properly, and the company, coming out, getting off its arse and doing something rather than messing and buggering around with silly diaries, then it could. but they're not open themselves. So I don't know what to say about it. Let's have a little look. Let's read some more comments. I've been watching your space for 3 years. Remember when 3 was the bottom? Virgin Galactic was up to $60. Yes, but Martyn's channel has the biggest retail investors of Virgin Galactic, so his comments are very influential. Yes, they probably are. And I'm very pleased for you, MSK, because you made lots of money. But anyway, good evening, Ed. Hi. It's giving us time to stack, though. It is. Terrify, absolutely. And I'm increasing my position. Fear not here. Like they said, there is no competition to space. There is no competition to space at the moment. Zach Zay is absolutely right. There is no competition to space at the moment. But they seem to be taking that for granted. Again, I'm on Virgin Galactic's side. I'm on your side. I'm on the investor's side. I'm on my audience's side. I'm not in the stock. I'm here for you. However, there may be competition in the future. If you sit around and think that you are complacent and think that no one can touch you and no one can compete, that's a mistake. You should be striving for excellence, and they're not. They're not. So fear not, says Zach. There is no competition, but yes, one day there could be, and then Virgin Galactic gets left behind. I'm okay with it being low because it gives me at least one more year to purchase it for cheap. Fair enough. It's damn near a guaranteed profit. I don't think anything in the stock market is guaranteed profit. We thought Virgin Orbit would do well and it went bankrupt. We thought Virgin, the other Virgin business before that was guaranteed. What was it? Not Virgin Tunnel. Virgin something else, another Virgin brand that went bankrupt. Anyway, 15 Facebook followers. I know, Nick Lovell, 15 Facebook followers. It was this tiny little Facebook group. You can go and Google it. You can find it. I watched it. I checked on it, and she was invited to the launch. 15 Facebook followers. Travis Hoyam from the Motley Fool, who have always been bearish on the stock, was invited. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. As long as investors are balanced. Oh, and by the way, because I know it's going to happen, tomorrow on Reddit, there'll be the trolls will be saying Martyn Lucas is upset again that he wasn't invited to Virgin Galactic. Let me tell you, at the time, yes, you're right, I was. At the time, I was really frustrated because I spent 2 years working 10 hours a day to try to promote Virgin Galactic, and I was put out. However, I doubled down, I refocused and thought, right, if Virgin Galactic don't want to listen to me, I'll carry on. And since then, I've done more and more work for many other stocks. At that point, I wasn't even 10,000 subscribers, which was only a couple of months ago. And now we're sitting at nearly 18,000. So I thought, okay, sod it. If you don't want to bother, hey, look, 17,761. So let me be absolutely clear. My priority has always been and always will be is to the investors of Virgin Galactic and my viewers and my audience, not me and whatever. But if they don't want to work at something, if they are happy for a stock price to go down the toilet, that's fine. But we're not going down the toilet, and we are going to continue to grow and support and build a community, and that's exactly what we're doing. We've got a community now. I've got an audience double the size of Virgin Galactic for Soundhound and Fisker, Nicola, Rocket Lab. There's loads of them. And I'll continue to grow. If they don't want to do anything about it, that's fine. But I'm here if they want me. I don't want the price to go up yet. Martyn, I'm also surprised why they are like that. I don't know. The only thing I can imagine is they want the stock price to go down, which I always thought would be impossible. But now I think, well, it must be that. They are keeping the price down for institutions to buy, and once there is a huge milestone, they will promote. Kyle, maybe you're right. I just think it's disrespectful to the small retail investor that is a big part of Virgin Galactic. Eric Kearney admitted that to me. I think it's a shame that they haven't taken care of the retail investor. It's the retail investor that built the business. Who is the biggest holder of Virgin Galactic? The biggest holder of Virgin Galactic, I think, is Richard Branson still. isn't it 7.5%? Is it 7.5% now, Ivan? I think it is. MSK, I think everyone should do their own thing and not listen to others. They don't like you because you're telling truth to investors. Maybe that's correct. But as I say, I am here for you, my viewers, not for Eric Kearney's retirement plan or Michael Cole-Glazier. Remember, before anyone gets upset that I'm having a go at Eric Kearney, right, and Michael Cole-Glazier, before we had our petition, which changed policy, remember, they were paying themselves insane amounts of money and wasting loads of money. Do you remember? They let a huge part of their workforce go to cut costs, to save money. That was done because of us. We did that. We got that petition signed and we changed policy. So don't forget that. They had to cut the fat from the company. They were wasting money. Insane amounts of money were being wasted. Michael Cole-Glazier spending stupid amounts of money on get-togethers and events and all the rest of it, which had no impact on the share price, no impact on the business. We put a stop to that. I think Martyn definitely made the right decision to decide to drop the individual stocks and invest in the S&P, as now is truly unbiased. Exactly. I am here to help people, give you the facts. I am not in any position whatsoever. Even though Eric Kearney doesn't seem to accept that because he won't give me an interview. Oh, but you're an investor. No, I am not. Kyle, 100% true. Welcome, Eric. Raman, yes, 100%, 100%. Virgin Galactic chose to fly Mr. and Mrs. Smith instead of Brad Pitt. Insane. It is insane. Absolutely insane. And when I asked Eric Kearney about that, he said the reason we don't, he told me this on our private call, which he wouldn't allow me to record, but I'm going to tell you what he said. He said to me that the reason we're not doing that is we're focused on it being for everyone, not about celebrity, which I kind of understand, but at $600,000 and $800,000 a ticket, it's not for everybody, is it? Let's get real. It's about very, very wealthy people. It's not, I can't go, you can't go, no one on our show can go. So let's get real. It's about the rich and the famous. It is. Yes, we like the principle of it being for everyone, but right now, and at least for the next 5 years, it's going to be for the super rich and famous. That's it. That's a fact, whether you like that or not. That they don't want it to be seen like that. They want it to be everyone's important. And when I said about that, because we thought Paris Hilton might be on the last flight, what he said to me was, he said, we don't want that attention around a celebrity. We don't want to promote that. Because if you are on a flight, let's say I'm on a flight. I don't want it to be about Paris Hilton or Elton John or Elon Musk. I want it to be about me, my experience. So I understand that and agree with that. However, now, before we get to we can pick and choose and live in luxury, we need to get the stock price up. So let's get a celebrity on the bloody thing. Let's get everyone talking about it. And they don't see it like that. It's as if they want the share price to go down. So Nick Lovell, I agree with you. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we don't want, Brad Pitt on the plane, on the flight. Let's get Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I agree. I use this channel to learn, not follow blindly. That's right. I also genuinely think Martyn Lucas would do a much better job of marketing Virgin Galactic. Yes, I would. and I've offered to do it for free and save them millions of dollars. I'll ask them to provide me links from the event so we can broadcast the flights, so we don't have mistakes like last time when we thought the ship had blown up. And they said to me, this is what they actually said to me. Eric Kearney said this to me. He said to me, okay, share with me your last live broadcast. I said, I was live for 6 hours. I had to go in my own time and go through that 6-hour broadcast and do chapters so his marketing team could see the moments I mentioned certain things. He wanted to see in my live stream that I'd mentioned their post on X. It wasn't about you, me, people phoning in. He wanted to make sure that I was mentioning their broadcast, their points, their specific comments. And I went, all right, well, I'll do it. I did mention you, but you didn't say anything. You had a couple of posts and I shared it. Wasn't very exciting, but I shared it. I then spent the next couple of hours going through my video, putting all the chapters in. I sent that off. I never heard back from him again. I've never heard from him again. It was clearly obvious to me they want to control how the company is seen, which is fine if you give me some bloody content, but they don't, and they're not going to. So what can I say? I will stream it in the best way I can. If they don't give me the information, I don't have it, but I will continue to do it, and whatever. And I'll continue to be here, and we'll continue to build a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger audience. We'll be at 18,000 by tomorrow, if not Thursday. We'll be at 10 million within 5 years, no doubt about it. And at 10 million, we'll be the biggest financial channel on planet Earth, way more than Bloomberg, CNN combined. So that's going to happen because our trajectory, I can see it clearly. And I'll work tirelessly to make it happen. So they can ignore me all they want. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to do the best for my viewers. And that is it. So I could do a better job. Kyle is right. They are keeping the stock low for BlackRock to buy more. It does look that way. MSK, if I listened to everyone here, I would already be at least at 1 million in the red. Brad Pitt was Mrs. Smith. That's funny, Mr. Smith. That's funny. I like that. If you pump the stock, they will call you every day. No, they won't. No, they won't. They invited a Facebook page with 15 followers. No one watches her group. No one follows her group. The Reddit channel with 20,000 followers, and the reason why it has 20,000 followers, it's Reddit SPCE. If you want to go and check it out, go and check it out. It's Reddit SPCE. They have like 20,000 followers. The reason why they have so many is because they set it up when nobody else was doing it, like the Wolf of Dubai. The Wolf of Dubai, all he wants to do is sell training programs, but nobody was covering Virgin Galactic, so he became the number one at the time. He's not the number one anymore. I am, but he used to be because no one else was doing it. Well, the Reddit channel, /Reddit SPCE, they have like 20,000 followers, and each post gets about 3 likes, 3 views. No one's engaging. They just joined it and then forgot about it. So they like to tell you they've got 20,000 followers, but no one does anything. There's no engagement. Whereas 98% of my live viewers are members, higher than Mr. Beast, percentage-wise. Everyone who watches is a member. People watch 4 or 5 hours a day. I had the biggest audience for Virgin Galactic flights, biggest audience for Virgin Galactic earnings. I go live 10 hours a day. I'm here for you. No one has an engagement like it. No one has more power to promote the stock, but they don't want it. They don't want that. They invite someone with no viewers The Motley Fool, who's bearish on the stock. Nothing. Zero. And as I say, I was upset about it. Now I don't care less. Because now I've got like 100 stocks that I cover. Virgin Galactic is one of many. So I'll continue to grow, and I hope they'll grow too. Anyway, Supercar Blondie sucks. Supercar Blondie is about Supercar Blondie. She charged Virgin Galactic an insane amount of money. She took out of the pot of Virgin Galactic to promote Virgin Galactic, and she doesn't even care. I would do it better for free and reach more people. Yes, she's got a big audience to do with supercars, but none of her audience care less about Virgin Galactic. None. Because she had like no engagement on her broadcast at all. Thelma and Louise, give me your hand and let's go. Actually, Rocket Lab's rising a little. Good, that's good to see. I think you should also be the head of marketing for Fisker, and I will support you. Well, we're about to go up against Marcus Bromley with millions of subscribers. He did a review for Fisker, which was biased. He was sponsored by Elon Musk. AI.com, bought by Elon Musk, goes to Marcus Bromley's YouTube channel, and he trashed on purpose Fisker, a competitor to Tesla. So yes, I'm taking him on now, and he's got millions of followers, and we already ranked number one for Fisker on Google and YouTube. We did that within a week. Virgin Galactic marketing is garbage, and they refused to be honest with themselves and change strategy. Yes, they did. Imagine if Elon will jump on the stock. That will be nice. Luna up 7%. Good. I had 8,000 shares. I sold at $197. I'm down $20,000. Paul Stone sold for a loss. Crag, it's all market manipulation. Most of these companies don't care less about retail. All they care about is keeping their Wall Street buddies right and making gains while the insiders get backhanders. It does look that way. Oh, Virgin Orbit. I had 8,000. Virgin Orbit you lost. Okay. Why did you say that I lost? Hyperloop, that was it. Hyperloop was the one that failed. Yes, Virgin Galactic. Yes, Hyperloop. Thank you very much indeed. Don't think that Richard Branson can rescue the stocks. He can't. And he's got no intention of buying any more shares either. Orbit, I thought Virgin Galactic. No. Virgin Galactic had a CEO like Elon Musk, the company standpoint. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. It needs to get rid of Eric Kearney. It needs to fire Eric Kearney. He's absolutely useless. It's 100%. Paul Stone, sorry, man, I lost a little bit there. I'm positive with FSR so far. BlackRock is the biggest holder. Is it? What is their current position? They own most of the market, which also means they can manipulate the market too. I lost $1,500 on Virgin Orbit. I've lost about $30,000 so far on Virgin Galactic. Fisker. Just a question. What does that mean? I think you are a little more kid gloves with. I think you are a little more kid gloves with Virgin Galactic. I don't know about that. I used to have 500 shares. Martini Racer can go, Martin. Martini Racer can go, Martin. What do you mean by that? Absolutely, you're right, Martin. Only for people who can afford it. Simple. Virgin Galactic should be promoting this like a huge rock concert and watch how things change. But no, that would make sense. Exactly. And I could do it. I could do it for them for free. I heard Mohammed Kahine boomed a ticket for his birthday next year. Yeah. Soap designer, 360. Wow. Bill just subscribed. They should do a flight with action stars and the stuntmen all together. Then you get normal guy and the star power. Please talk Fisker. Not today. We're just finishing off this Virgin Galactic broadcast. Thank you for what you do. I'm glad I found your channel, Ivan. You're very welcome. In any case, the earnings have had no influence on the price today. No negative and nothing positive. Ramen till tomorrow. Is Rolls Royce going to 9? I'll look at it tomorrow. Screw Virgin Galactic, Martin. They want you to put out their marketing information. They should be offering you a paycheck. Seems they want you they only give Eric approved info and smile about it. I know. I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. We're going to grow the best channel, whether they like it or not. Thanks, Martin. Stay the course, brother. Thank you for your transparency. Always, I'm here for you guys. I commit totally to all of you. The big investors have decided to hold so they don't buy and they don't sell. You basically said that to the fire market. You basically said to fire their marketing department. No wonder Eric never replied. He felt the pressure and knew you were right. Plus, you said you would do it for free. You're a gangster. I love it. Maybe they wait for superstars when Delta comes. Right, that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you all tap the like button, if you all hit the like, let's see if we've got 100 likes. Let's have a little look. Thanks for all the super chats. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Let's wrap up the show and run the credits. Let's have a quick look. 114 left. That's very good. 96 likes. How many have we got? We got, like 150 likes in the end. Brilliant. Everyone supporting the stream. Appreciate that very much indeed. Subscribers, we're now at 17,000. Whoa! 17,765. Absolutely great. Thank you very much indeed. It's all tailing off now. People are obviously getting tired and going home. That's it from me. Let's do day trader of the day. We'll roll the credits. Let's see who made the most money. Let's see who's up. Let's see who's down. Out of Virgin Galactic, there's my position. I'm up again today. I'm up 0.2. Who made the most money? Who is up? I am up. Let's see who wins today. Up 2%. There's my score. Put your scores in. It's time for Day Trader of the Day.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect
Roll
harmony.
the credits.
Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Stars of our show today. Subscribers, Gene B, Bruno, Gummy, John Kelly, Keys Up, Wilma, Istvan, Surfers, Best, Louis, Stealth, N2, Gabrielle, SJ4000, Super Chats from Zaxate. Thank you very much indeed. Good night, everyone. Go to Discord to keep up the chat. Yes, yes, yes. 0.66. Go to Discord for the chat. 24/7 chat. Down 1.1. Up 0.66. Up Matthew Kelly. 3.59. MSK 7.8. Down 35 grand. Oh dear, oh dear. There's the credits. Let's get out of here. We've got up 2.5. 2.16. Good show. Soap Designer, thank you so much indeed. Here are all the links you need. There's the membership link. There's the all links for the newsletter. There's the Stockwits. There's Alpha Spread. There's Rumble. There's Discord. There's Sensei's link. The winner tonight is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner is MSK. Thank you for your honest trades. Nice one, mate. Congratulations to you. That's it from me. We're all done. See you back in the morning. Good night from Sensei. Good night from me. That's it from me. Another great night. See you back in the morning. Stick to the end of the video. It will take you directly to tomorrow's show. Stay right where you are. It will take you to tomorrow's show, and you can leave a comment and be the first person to leave a comment. All right, that's it from me. All right. Oh, even more subscribers. Thank you very much indeed. See you all back in the morning. If you stay right where you are, this video will take you to the show in the morning. Be the first person to leave a comment, a like, say something nice. Are you ready? It'll take you right there. That's it. Tomorrow, it is the IonQ earnings. The IonQ earnings. Very different style of earnings. Stay right where you are. As the video ends, it'll take you directly to the show in the morning. Be the first person to leave a comment. That's it from me. Until next time, take care of your money, yourselves, your crypto. Most importantly, take care of each other. Always be nice. Always be honest. And if you want to be successful, just work harder than everybody else. Never give up. And always care about everybody else, not yourself. And you'll always win. Eric Kearney, life moved on without you, mate. Ta-da.